Hi kids! Today we're going to be learning about the woodwind quintet. So a quintet is when 5 people play or sing music all at the same time. And a woodwind quintet is a very special type of quintet that always has the same instruments in it. So most of the instruments in a woodwind quintet are woodwind instruments. That makes sense because it's called a woodwind quintet, right? But there's a sneaky brass instrument that has snuck its way into the woodwind quintet, and your job is to figure out which one it is. So today you're going to be introduced to the members of the Oakville Chamber Orchestra Woodwind Quintet, and they are going to teach you about each of their instruments. But first, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about woodwind and brass instruments to help you with your job to figure out which one is the brass instrument. So, woodwind instruments used to always be made out of wood. So that would be really easy, right? You just look and see, is it wood? Is it not? And then figure it out. But that's not the case anymore all the time. So we have to figure out another way to do it. But what you can look for is that a woodwind instrument always blows across something. So maybe they blow across a hole, or maybe they blow across a reed, which is a little piece of material that looks kind of like wood. And that's what makes the sound. But with a brass instrument, they make the sound by taking their mouthpiece and putting it directly on their lips, and they buzz their lips. Like that. Can you try that at home? Can you try buzzing your lips? Oh, I even spit when I did that one. Oh, so that's how you make a sound with the brass instrument. The mouthpiece is right against the lips, and you buzz your lips, and then vibrating is what makes the sound. So, when you're trying to figure out which one the brass instrument is, look for the one where the mouthpiece is on the lips, and they buzz their lips. Are you ready? All right. Here you go. Here are all the 5 instruments in a woodwind quintet. Hi again. I'm Susan, and this is the flute. So I make a sound on the flute by blowing across this hole. You see that hole? And so when I have air that goes across the hole, it hits this edge here, and when it splits, it makes a sound like this. And that's what makes a sound on a flute. So now I'm going to play a little bit of a song on the flute so you can hear what it sounds like. There you are. That's the flute.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I play the oboe. It's a double reed instrument, which means it has a piece of wood with 2 sides, and you blow through it. But of course, that doesn't sound very good on its own, so we put it into the rest of the tube, and it sounds like this. This is the Swan from Swan Lake, Tchaikovsky's ballet. And the oboe can also make sounds that are very light and crisp.
Hi, I'm Michael, and this is the French horn. Now, the French horn is an instrument made out of metal, mostly brass, and you can see there's a lot of tubing here. If this tubing were all stretched out into a straight line, it would be longer than a pickup truck. That's a lot of tubing. So thank goodness someone figured out that it should all curl up in a circle. It's a lot easier to play that way. Now this end of the tubing is where the sound gets made. And the sound production starts with your lips. You put your lips together like the letter B, and you blow air through it and you get a buzz. Those lips sit on a mouthpiece. It looks like this. And the mouthpiece directs the air to go out of this hole. Mouthpiece fits into the horn like that, and that buzzing sound becomes a lot nicer sound. So French horns are used a lot in movies these days. Next time you're watching a movie and you see action or adventure on the screen, listen for the French horns. They might be playing something like this. Thanks for listening.
I'm David, and this is my bassoon. Bassoon works exactly the same way as Wendy's oboe, except it's 5 times as long. I have a reed, a double reed made of 2 pieces of wood, just as she does, and I can play a tune on the reed. But it sounds much better if I put the reed on the instrument.
Hi, I'm Kay, and this is the clarinet. It uses a small piece of wood called a reed, which is fastened onto the clarinet so I can blow into it, because on its own it doesn't make a noise, but on the clarinet it can make a sound. I can play really low notes and some really high ones too. And there's a lot of notes in between. I can sound like a cat from Peter and the Wolf, or something very cold and frozen. I love playing the clarinet.
All right, so by now you should have been introduced to all 5 of the instruments from the woodwind quintet. Do you remember what your job was? You were supposed to find that sneaky brass instrument. Do you have an idea which one it is? What do you think? Is it the flute? Is it the oboe? Is it the French horn? Is it the bassoon? Or is it the clarinet? If you think you know which one it is, say it out loud right now. Did you say it? I can't hear you. Well, if you said the French horn, you're right. Good job. And even if you didn't get it right, now you know. So the French horn is a brass instrument, but it has a nice mellow sound, so it matches really well with the woodwind instruments. So we'll let the French horn stay in the woodwind quintet. So there you have all the information you need to know about a woodwind quintet.